Hi, Ganesh. How are you?
Hi, Anina. Fantastic. Good morning to you.
Yeah, wonderful. So glad to see Stylumia is in style and live streaming. And I'm super excited for our speech and to bring you also to lots of people in New York at our digital fashion online conference. How do you feel about that? Going live all the way from India?
Super excited, Anina. I think in these times when everybody is homebound, it's fantastic. And I would say it's one of the unique ways that, we could not only communicate with all the fashion audiences and also get them prepared for what's coming up right now post-corona lockdown.
Yeah, could you talk a little bit about, why AI is really relevant for, this period and also for the one coming up?
Yeah, right now, just look at it, right? I think it's not a great time for retail right now, and it's a black swan. Nobody expected that this would come. And what's up ahead? I think this is the time to really get prepared and be ready for a future and come out very strong. And in that perspective, there are some key decisions that any fashion brand or retailer would be looking at taking. And one of them is, what do I do with what I've already ordered? There are a lot of products in the pipeline across the supply chain, and demand is not there for a few months. So I really need to decide what kind of products that I should push to next season, and should I be promoting some of these products? And what do I do with the season I'm planning or planned already, let's say spring summer 2020? So there are lots of decisions on inventory, demand correction, a lot of prediction which the brands and retail are supposed to do. And here is where AI can come in handy. Not only look at their own data and also look at what's happening in the market, what kind of intelligence on consumer sentiment post pandemic like this could be used to course correct and come out pretty strong.
That's amazing because yesterday I had a conversation with Claudia Carrion from the International Designers Network. And she was saying that right now in Europe and America, everybody is exactly talking about this. All of their goods are arriving. They don't know what to do with those goods. And so you're telling me that Stylumia could help them to analyze the situation and make decisions?
Yeah, absolutely, Anina. I think that's what we are doing with all our clients right now, and we are getting a lot of inbound requests from US and Europe in terms of how can we help using our prediction engine that how can we course correct, help them take analyze the situation, also course correct all the plan that they have made so far.
That's incredible. I mean, that is exactly what we were talking about. Among other things, we were also talking about you and our fireside chat also coming up. But yeah, she was saying it's pandemonium right now because also here in China, I mean, we passed through that phase a bit earlier, but in China, for example, all the brands were like, we have nothing in our stores because they had just sold out. And then nobody was manufacturing anything. And then they don't know how much to manufacture for the, spring, summer gone, nobody gonna buy. But like, summer, late summer, autumn, how much do they manufacture? And what should they make, And so, I mean, those are such mission critical questions right now, and people are just hanging their heads. So tell me, how can AI help them with those decisions?
Yeah. See, one of the key decisions, like you rightly said, one is the what decision, what kind of designs that, for example, that which I have already made that may or may not be relevant in the coming period. So there is an end of season which is coming up. Should I be promoting some of these products? What should I carry over to the next season? So what we do is at Stylumia, we use our market intelligence solution and look for relevance and also look at past patterns which has happened during periods like this. It's going to be important because if you just look at the next year, last year, it's not going to give you a lot of signal. So you really need to figure out what will happen to consumer sentiments post an event like this. And in that context, analyze all the products that which you have in inventory right now and take those decisions. Should I promote this? Should I take it or carry it forward? Or should I be cutting down some of this, which may be lying in the supply chain at some point?
Wow, that's amazing that AI can do that. And you know, going forward, you know, how difficult is it for them to use your tool? Because that was the other thing Miss Carillion and I talked about, is a lot of the business leaders right now in Europe, they didn't upgrade their infrastructure. So they have old computers, they have, you know, bad internet, and they're finding it difficult to even sort of operate, let alone crunch data. So, you know, how can Stylumia deal with that type of situation? Does it all happen in the cloud?
Yeah, absolutely, Anina. I think our complete infrastructure, we are a very digital native company. For all our infrastructure is on the cloud. Therefore, situations like this, we are fully prepared. Be it, you know, entire staff has been working from home since 13th of March. And our customers, is complete continuity is guaranteed. And they can work from their home and access all of the data and the insights that which come from the system. And including the only thing that we need is passing on their data to our system, and that needs to be arranged. Once that is done, I think we'll be able to handle everything off the cloud.
Wow, because yeah, she was saying right now that, you know, it's atrocious in Germany, the you know, which is known for being such a forward, you know, technological country, that, you know, no one, they always kept saying, she said, oh, we'll do it next year, we'll do it next year, we'll upgrade next year. And so now they're just left with these, you know, really old and outdated computer systems that they just didn't get to it. Everybody's having a really big wake-up call right now. And so that's why a cloud solution really is the only solution, because there's not going to be any crunching going on their hardware.
No, absolutely. Completely agree with you.
So what else can Stylumia help brands with, you know, when in this very difficult moment? How does data, you know, help them beyond only, you know, analyzing, but you also mentioned that predictive design, you know, thinking is going on. I call it thinking because an AI is like thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. From a prediction perspective, you know, there are two important prediction areas. One is right now, all the brands and retailers must have already closed their spring summer 2021. Now, 2021, you know, if you have to take any inspiration from this season is going to be incomplete in terms of consumer demand. For one question is that, should I be making some changes to the demand that I predicted for every style that I have planned for next year? Now, this is an area that, you know, I would call it a crystal ball for fashion, where you just give an image of a new product. The Stylumia prediction engine is called Apollo. It can predict and tell you how good this will perform next year in the same season. And not only that, it will tell you how good it will perform through a ranking. It will also tell you how much quantity it will sell. You know, we keep saying to our customers, you know, how much you make is as important as what design you make, because there is no bad design if you make the right quantity. Just think about it.
So that's another thing that actually you're going to be on the panel with Kat Schuler and Katie Schildmeyer, who are talking about fit. And they're talking about, you know, the fact that the industry is operating on an old, outdated model of how you buy sizes. And when we talked, we had a live stream 2 days ago, and I was talking about you again and the amazing technology of Stylumia, but the fact that you can predict, you know, how many of which sizes they should order based on their true customer.
Yeah, absolutely. Anina, I think you just look at it. the demand in fashion, it all starts. See, when we all go to a store, what do we buy? We buy a size of a particular item. We don't buy, of course, we buy the style, we buy the color. The demand at the consumer level is always at the size. So what we do is we look at data in a granular fashion across channels, be it online, be it offline, at store level, product level, size level, demand. So we profile all of those stores, understand the real consumer demand for the demographics of that store, and then predict. When we predict the demand of a style, color at the store level. The store can be digital or it can be physical. So we process the entire omni-channel data and come out with size curve recommendations for brands and retailers, which they can send to the right store at the right time. So it is not that you can use one size ratio across. And this is an area that, it creates a huge amount of lift, both from revenue and also from inventory perspective. Leave alone,
really,
consumer get excited that they get what size they want.
And what it comes down to is fit. I may be a size 10, let's say, but I actually like to wear baggy clothes. So I like to buy a size 14, so fit is so complicated if you don't look at the data of what are they buying.
Yeah, I've been in the online space, leading India's largest online retailer for 4 years before starting Stylumia, Anina. And, when we used to analyze the returns, a significant portion, close to half of the products, when they come back from the customers, and the key reason, it did not fit them well. And we analyze further and say, what did they mean by it did not fit me well? And most of it is contributed by wrong size. When we replace the size, and we were able to solve 50% of that problem. We started a service called Exchange. If you don't get a fit proper, you can exchange it with another size. We solve the return problem by just sending them the right size. So I think size is super critical, not only just getting the right size, and also explaining that to the customer when they're shopping, if it's digital, right? And what does size mean to them? It's very important.
I almost feel like a size doesn't have any meaning these days because, I was speaking again with Kat Schuler, and these sizes that we have are based on an old archaic system. Like today, there's only like my size, you know what I mean? And we're moving into a hyper personalized era. And here's the thing is that what Ms. Schildmeyer was telling me too is that brands, a size 10 in X brand may be a size 14 in another brand because they want to make their customer feel thinner, so they're like lying to their customer in a way to give them the idea that, oh, I've lost weight, right? So size, it just is irrelevant. It's about the fit, or it's about, what is the comfort, what makes that person comfortable. And there's so much stigma around what size are you? Are a small, medium, large? I mean, the minute you say you're a large, there's all this attachment to that word. Do you know what I mean? And there's there's a whole thing out there of that we should just do away with small, medium, large, and go for like a different kind of a numbering system that doesn't carry like loaded connotations, so that a woman or a man that is a large doesn't have to feel bad about that, and instead they just got the right size. Do you kind of get what I'm trying to say? Like,
no, absolutely,
it's about
Anina.
the fit.
Can't agree with you more. I think this is an area that needs a lot more deeper thought, and I think your perspective is amazing. I'm sure that at least some people have started thinking about it. It's a great view. I don't have an answer for it right now, but I think this is an area that all of us need to work on.
Well, the answer is, again, coming in with AI to understand what size in which brand that customer is buying, you know, and cross-referencing perhaps, you know, that information to then always give the right suggestion to that customer, no matter what brand it is. So if it's a multi-store brand, maybe they can suggest in X brand, it's a medium. In a Y brand, it's a large. But the end result is the customer gets the right fit. Is
No,
that
absolutely.
possible?
No, absolutely. I think from an AI perspective, yes, you know, if you have the purchase pattern of customers in a multi-brand store and what they chose and what they bought, and in online, you get a lot more, you know, data points. For example, you not only know what they bought, you also know what they touched, what they actually tried, what they went into, you know, which products they really moved into the product display page. And we can get the entire stream of data, and which can help us to recommend the right size for that particular customer. Looking at, you know, for example, what they bought and what they returned more of. It's not about buying, right? They would have bought and they did not like. Therefore, which are all the brands and size combinations that really fit them, which the data will inform us. And that's a great area for using prediction and AI to, you know, to solve that size or fit problem. And I would call it fit problem.
And I know here in China that my friend was creative director for a very big brand, which is now dead. And he warned them that they had made their sizes wrong. And they ignored him. And they went out of business because all their customers bought what they thought was their normal size, and it didn't fit. And they got so many returns, it killed them. So if you can reduce returns, you know, that's like the holy grail of e-commerce.
No, absolutely. I think with the corona event happening, and I think we are in for a new normal. You know, a lot of people are, you know, whether it's in their work lifestyle or in the way that people shop, digital is going to be part of our life. I think we really need to solve a lot of problems with the digital channels and returns and fit. And I'm sure, you know, touch and feel is an area which is unsolved as of now at scale. So these are the areas that definitely is going to be a big future in the time to come. And it's going to be an application of both IoT and AI to solve some of these problems.
And you know what's another really interesting thing right now? I was talking last night with Casey Golden. She runs LuxLock. It's one of our speakers. And she was saying that right now in the United States, the online e-commerce has had to expand their business to reach more rural areas, and that people in those rural areas were so happy to have delivery, you know, and that they were asking, like, is this going to go away after, you know, this period has passed? Because we really like this. And now is really the moment when more people in the world are going online than ever before. Older people even are having to learn to communicate like we are, you know, with their families in the old person's homes. And they're becoming savvy. And those are all new customers. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity here in the online space. But you need to analyze that really carefully of who these new customers are, what they want, and incorporate that new data to then be predictive. Can Stylumia help them to understand, or is it only based on past?
Yeah, Anina, I think, you know, the context of, look at fashion world right now, there are a lot of research happen, both physical and digital. Now, imagine these scenarios where you can't travel. Now, how are you going to research? Now, the research is going to be now limited by traveling digitally. How do you do fashion research traveling digitally without consumer touch point? And you also don't have an opportunity to talk to people in the front end and ask questions. Now, that's where, you know, Stylumia comes in, where we not only just provide what is happening, we have a very unique demand sensing engine where it's completely consumer driven, where every single product is ranked based on its demand. So if you really want to know what are the winning dresses in US in your favorite brand, or in Amsterdam or in UK, you can choose any of the geographies and brands and retailers. You find out what are the winning trends. You really don't want to know what's happening. You really want to know what's winning, so that you choose something which has a very high probability of winning for your customers. And that's one area we definitely work on. Second is, how do you see the future through what's happening right now? People keep asking, now, how do you predict with what's happening right now? But, if you just look at, the fashion research, our interaction with all our clients and leaders in the market, we all look at future from our source of inspiration. Each one of us has some source of inspiration. I'm sure, Anina, you are an inspiration for a lot of people like that. Yeah, for every fashion brand, there is somebody, some brand, some retailer, some designer somewhere in the world. For what Stylumia does is we capture all their source of inspiration. They could be a designer, they could be a boutique owner, they could be a super premium or a luxury brand. And we can curate the data based on their source of inspiration. And they could be an influencer in social media. It doesn't matter which part of the world, which space they belong, as long as they have a digital presence. And we have the capability of curating the data for a brand or retailer context and apply our demand sensing engine, which is an AI engine. And you will get to know in 3 clicks what's winning, what's going to win in the time to come. So we have now insights on what will win in spring summer 2021. And depending on the supply chain of the customer, there are people who are in the fast fashion space with short calendar. There are people who are planning 1 year ahead. Irrespective of your calendar, we will align our data and prediction engine in a way that which helps you take decisions.
I think that's the one thing that I think is so important about Stylumia, is the fact that, you don't think it's all about the machine. You think it's human to machine, and this interactivity and the machine helping the human make the final best decision.
100%. I think since day one, and we strongly believe that machines on their own in an area like fashion will not be able to do everything. The context is super important. The only point we are saying is that how can we combine what human is very good at, and how can we combine what machine is very good at? Machine is very good at analyzing tons of information at the internet scale, come and provide you insights in a way you can take action. Can we use the human time to take decisions rather than sifting through tons of information? In a way also, there's a good probability that because time is limited, if I do it manually, I might miss a lot of information. So our job is to provide the best of information relevant to your brand and also analyze them using our AI engine, bring it in an actionable form for you to take the yes/no decision. And also they contribute in all our prediction engine that we have a lot of data crunching which is happening. How do we train an AI? The AI is trained by human. Now, if you don't have domain expertise, you will not be training the models right. For us, therefore, the human input in building the model with all the intuition and expertise is super critical to get good outcomes from the AI engine. Just by having an AI engine, that's why we keep saying, right, we are people from retail industry. We have run fashion businesses. We're not coming as, a bunch of data scientists trying to solve a problem on our own. So we really empathize with the industry, the challenges. So we are able to listen to their concerns, their inputs, and all of that gets into our prediction model. I think it's a long way to go, early days, with every client we are learning. And I'm sure that, it's not that everything is perfect. For you do make mistakes and you do experimentation, right? And I can only tell you that the curve is moving up.
That's so awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to, having you highlighted in our digital fashion online summit. First of all, we have our fireside chat for those who are in the Asia area, and they can watch and listen to, your thought leadership. And I'm really looking forward to see your insight into what's going on right now. And then we have also very practical overview for the United States, because they're in the thick of it right now, your speech, where you're talking about how to deal with the overstock and understock situation, so that coming out of this, they're going to, you know, be able to make really great decisions. And then we have you also on the, you know, panel with Katie Schildmeyer and Kat Schuler, who are two really leading people in the fashion and sustainability space. And just looking forward to you talking and contributing to that conversation about how AI can really help. Because Katie Schildmeyer, we were talking about you before too. We will all be talking about you, because AI just has everything to do with everything, you know? And yeah, Katie Schildmeyer was talking about this archaic system of the fit. So I think you're gonna have a grand time, straight from your couch. This is the benefit of what's going on right now. And just really looking forward to have you with us at the Digital Fashion Online Conference. If anybody would like to join, it's digitalfashion.360fashion.net. Stylumia is one of the leading speakers in our event, and I'm just so thrilled to share you with our community.
Yeah, Anina, thanks a ton, and really looking forward to participating and also contributing at this time where most of us are homebound, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interactions through this event. There's a lot of learning for each one of us. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Awesome. Well, we'll see everybody there. I'm just going to type in the chat window the URL. And yeah, we are at T-minus and, you know, 48 and counting. So I'm super excited. I've been watching lots of people who are speaking. The lineup is incredible. I just urge everyone to just book out their calendar and really take a moment to think about the future. We've got the best people, you know, there to help you with their solutions, to really figure out what it is you're going to do coming out of this period. So, Ganesh, can't wait to see you there.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you. Thanks for everyone who joined this live broadcast. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you soon. Bye-bye.